Yeah, I'm going to do a video here. This video is for Susan Delemus. Susan, I'm so upset, to put it mildly, about the lies you expounded about me, or that you relayed that your husband expounded about me on your live video phone chat from the jail Sunday. I want to clear up a few things. First thing, your husband's a liar. He's a coward. There's no question about it. Anybody that had dealt with him at the Bunkerville issue knows that he left in the middle of the night with his tarps flapping as hard as his gums. The chicken shit pulled out, the pseudo drone strike, the pedophiles that he sent over to gaffle up the Sharp children and take them to a motel room, wouldn't even allow us to notify the mother that these guys were going to take these kids away to a motel room. The ladies you left sleeping underneath the bridge, didn't even let them know that there was a drone strike, which there wasn't. That was just a lie, like everything else about you and what you did at Bunkerville. Nobody was unaware of the fact that you were there in the pretext of supporting the Bundys, when in fact you were there to use the Bundy standoff as a political springboard for your run for sheriff's position in New Hampshire. And when I brought that to your attention that night on the street, you were very upset over it, which I understand. It's hard to get caught in a lie. And like, for example, the tracks that came from the highway to your tent. You never did explain those to me, or any of the guys that were tracking them the night the sheriff convoy came by, which dropped, in my opinion, dropped somebody off, and you had sent somebody down there to pick them up and escort them to your tent, which doesn't surprise me. So, Susan, when you have your husband on the phone at your next phone call, you might tell him that I've put out a rebuttal to the lies that you put out. Oh, and as far as Greg Burleson, oh, Jesus. Greg Burleson I met back in 2012 in the border in the desert. And at that time I ran him off. Didn't like him then. Then when he showed up at Bunker Hill in Bunkerville in 2014, I ran him off again. I didn't like him then. I don't like him now. Never have liked him. So as far as a connection between Greg Burleson, and this is common knowledge, anybody on the border who knows me knows that I'm very selective of the people I work with, and he was not one of the people I wanted even in my camp, much less working with. So as far as that goes, and you can bring that to him, you can tell him, he knows me. My intent was to go over and visit Jerry this Thursday at visiting hours, and I thought to myself, why? Why am I going to waste my gas to go over and talk to that bozo about this? About a lie that he's told his wife on the phone, who inadvertently, or for some reason, posted it on the internet. Are you out of your mind, lady? Do you realize that you're married to a coward and a liar and a fake? And if you don't believe me, ask any of after the pseudo odor eaters, we call them the Oath Keepers, abandoned the Bundy Ranch, the only people standing there after everybody evacuated were the Minutemen. We were standing tall, and we stood. And we will stand again if necessary. But I have to rebuke this lie that you put out there over the internet. And people that are watching this who know me, they know I don't bullshit. I tell it as it is. Probably the biggest problem I've had in my entire life, but it is what it is. And Jerry Delemus, you're a liar.